Welcome, everyone, to the Chesepiooc Real Ale Brewery right here. This is the Maryland Black Bears Coaches Show. I am Scotty Waz, host of Defending the Den podcast, and I am joined now by Kareem El-Bashir. Kareem, welcome. How are you doing, buddy?
Thank you. I'm doing good.
Good to see you. Tough weekend this weekend, opening weekend. You got a win on Friday night. Saturday night, not how you want it. How was your review of this weekend?
I mean, I think it was just like a big difference in ages. Like, they were an older group, and we're a little young and inexperienced this year, but like, we'll get a handle on it. Like, nothing too concerning.
You guys celebrated the championship of last year. You were part of the team last year and the year before that. What are those two teams? What are the similarities between those two teams and this team this year?
I say just like being tight-knit. Like, those two groups were incredibly close together. Like, we were all just like best friends. And like that kind of communication that we had, that kind of talk that we'd have in the room, because we were so close that we could always like talk to each other about anything. Mm-hmm. Well, there was a hard conversation about like a missed back check or whatever. I think that kind of like helped us out on the ice.
How much does it take to adjust to that too, to get that kind of camaraderie between you guys?
It takes a bit. I mean, it takes like a couple weeks, because you got to get to know all the guys, especially like less returners this year. So it took more time for us to like get to know each other better. But through like all the team bonding stuff we've been doing and all the games and just seeing each other at the rink every single day, like we've gotten a lot closer.
How crucial are those team bondings, especially early in the season?
Incredibly crucial. Incredibly crucial. You got to be able to talk to your teammates.
Exactly, and that's when you kind of weed out everything and just hash out what you guys need to hash out,
Yep.
right? So you guys got the Danbury hat tricks, junior hat tricks this weekend. What's the key to take what you guys learned from this week and then push it into next week?
There's just like a couple like big key things we need to do, like just more puck possession. That was one thing we've been talking about a lot. Working on our forecheck a bit. This is just like the normal stuff, honestly. There's nothing like crazy that we need to reinvent the wheel or anything. Just better.
Now, we have the showcase after that. You're committed to Army West Point right now, but can you give a little description about what the showcase is? And like, you've been there a couple times previous to that. What is that for you? What does that mean for you? And what's that experience like?
I mean, the showcase is super fun. So you're there. Usually it's 4 games. This year it's only 3. Mm-hmm. You're there for about 4 or 5 days. Get a little practice in, and like when you fly in on that first day, and then it's pretty hectic. Like, you're playing a random team from anywhere. You can be playing Kenai from Alaska. You can play El Paso from Texas. Like, it doesn't matter. You're playing someone completely random, and then you just got to figure it out, honestly.
What's the rest of the goals for this year? I mean, we're only two games in, but you have a whole lot more to do. What do you guys need to do and what to work on to be successful for the rest of the year?
I mean, we just need to find a way to be able to, like, we have a target on our backs. We're the best team. We've been the best team in the East for the last 2 years. We got to find a way to rise above that, and every team's going to give us their best because we're the best in the East, and we got to be able to adjust to that.
All right, excellent. Kareem, thank you very much. Kareem El-Bashir, everybody, in the Maryland Black Bears, joining us right now from Chesepiooc Real Ale House. I'll take your mini mic too, buddy. Right here, 2408 Crofton Boulevard in Crofton, Maryland. Come on down. The Black Bears have a happy hour special 4 to 6 p.m. on home nights, and then all the away games will be shown here at Chesepiooc Real Ale House. Next up, we got the big man, Markas Samenas. I'm sure I butchered that, my friend. Samenas, right?
Yeah.
All right. Markas Samenas joining us right now. Welcome.
Thank you.
How was your first weekend in the NAHL?
I mean, it was amazing. Just being excited to be here, and the billets I got and around the team. And the team is amazing. The facility we got here, and
it's just been a good time for you so far, right? You come from the major juniors in Canada. You've been acclimated to the North American game, but what are the differences between the European game and the North American game that you've seen and experienced?
it's definitely more physical here, and that's why I moved first to North America. Physicality. So in Europe, it's more soft playing there, and here you got physicality, you got fights, and it's faster. And the rink is bigger in Europe, and they have a smaller rinks here too, so which makes up speed.
Does it make it a lot more? You have to be much quicker in your thinking and how you're passing it because of the smaller rink.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't got as much time as in Europe. In Europe, it's more like strategy and passing, and here it's you just go dump it in and just go from there.
Well, what was your biggest takeaway from the weekend on how you guys played? What did you see and what did you experience, and what have you guys talked about this week to get better going into facing Danbury?
Well, 4 checks first, and just being I say, our play style, just figuring out how to break out better and on forechecks who's going first and what guys are staying back, and like Kareem said, puck possession too, having more puck possession and just not turning over that many pucks and just figuring out where's every ride going and just getting that chemistry between the lines.
Now, I mentioned to Kareem about the showcase, and what have you heard about the NAHL Showcase? All the teams are going to be there. Has anybody prepared you on what's going to happen or what to expect?
No, I haven't heard
Nothing
a lot, no. But I know that we're going to play. Every team is coming from every, from all over the country.
Yep.
And we're going to play three teams, right? And so we'll play 3 games, I think, in 3 days, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
How have you been acclimating to your new teammates? How have they been able to take you in and show you around and everything like that?
What do you mean?
In terms of just bringing you in from the OHL, playing in Ontario, playing in Quebec, playing in Sweden, how have they been welcoming to you in this area on this team?
Oh, they've been amazing so far. I mean, so first I felt welcomed from first day, and they just showed me around the ring, just introduce themselves and make me feel welcome, and from the first day. It's fun.
So what's the focus on this weekend? I mean, you guys obviously playing Danbury, another divisional rivalry. What's the big thing you guys need to do off the hop?
We got to win, first of all, and that's important points for us. And just like I said, figuring out where's the routes we're going to be taking, the systems, and the chemistry between the lines. And the puck possession, so we can score more goals. Scoring more goals is definitely, because the second game we didn't score 1 goal, so we gotta score goals.
All right, well, thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Markas Samenas, everybody. Still here at the Coach's Show. Thank you, Markas. And now we're joined by the namesake of the show, head coach Clinton Mylymok. Welcome. It's the Coach's Show, so we might as well have the coach on of the Maryland Black Bears. How was your summer there, boss?
It was good. It was short, which is usually what you want
Right.
when you're in the hockey business, but it was good.
That's good.
Yeah,
And
some family time in and busy. A lot of work.
a lot of work in a short amount of time, but you look at the success, and you probably take that success for a short summer too, right? Like to get those banners up in the stands and everything like that. To have that success got to be crucial for you as well.
Yeah, it's for the staff, for coaches, it's great to use as a tool to for recruiting and to talk about and what it really is. As soon as it's over, it's you think about it a little bit, but I think that's where this program started, and from day one to now is we'll all reflect on it at some point, and for us it's just full speed ahead for the next season. Where good or bad is kind of how I like to think. Season's over. Let's get the new crop of kids in and get to work.
Only 2 games in, but I'm sure you might have seen a lot from your players there. What was your takeaways from this past weekend against Maine?
Well, the hardest part is a lot of new pieces, so they have to learn how to work together, and it takes a lot of leadership. It's not just, this is where you rely on your guys that are returning to help, and in terms of what do we do here, and you don't change too much. You tweak a few things, but the fun stuff can't start until we get the basics down. And like every team this time of year, you're trying to get your fundamentals in and make sure the details are good. And a lot of new players playing together for the first time with some of them a new coach. So they're trying to figure out, what does he want? And there's got to be a lot of dialogue. So we're harping on, you got to communicate. You have to ask questions. We're going to give you information, but now I guess for us as coaches, we want to see who can take some of those details and apply it to their overall games, because there is some talent, there is some skill, but the hardest part is putting a bunch of new bodies into a room and saying figure it out together. And I give them credit though, like they are talking and working, and there's some really good messages and some good leaders in that room.
What's the identity of this team going to look like? From the early onset there, what have you seen that could be defining of this team from past teams?
The sticks are good, like the passing's sharp. I think the identity will work itself out. I think just first things first. Let's figure out how we need to play. And I think for a lot of guys, whether they play junior somewhere else or coming out of youth hockey, it's a different league, it's a different level, and they're finding out, wow, like it's pretty heavy, it's older, and these guys are strong, and it's a bit different. So I think our identity could go a lot of different ways. I think they're very smart. So we try to recruit guys that have that hockey IQ and that compete. So our identity always has to be we're hard to play against, and it doesn't matter. We're not talking about we're hitting and fighting. Like that's got nothing to do with it. It's like there's a puck involved, and you're not going to get it that easy. And that's something some guys are learning. It's hard to hold on to it in this league, but they'll be fine. It takes time.
We have the showcase coming up after this weekend. Before we get to ahead of that, what is something you tell the guys that haven't experienced the showcase before to look out for?
Don't look in the stands too often. Like focus on your teammates, focus on the task at hand, and it's kind of like the way we teach how to play. Like will over skill. Like you can't show your skill if you don't have a will to do the hard work. So at the showcase as well, you can't control who comes down the stairs all the time to talk to you after games. There are going to be a lot of schools. There's going to be nerves, and usually the first game is kind of a nervous one, but we just try and get them to focus on what we're doing and not our opponents and not what's in the stands. And that's always the message, even this time of year, is like, let's focus on us. We'll give you some tidbits on our opponent and things to look for, but this time of year, we got to focus on ourselves.
One of your opponents coming up this coming weekend, the Danbury Junior Hat-Tricks. They split this weekend as well. What's going to be the key thing going into this weekend against Danbury to adjust from last weekend?
I hate to bore you, but it's honestly just like Marcus alluded to it. It's like getting that chemistry, like the breakouts, the forecheck, the schemes that we're using, and just focus on us. And Kareem alluded to it as well. Like it doesn't matter. It's kind of a fun time. You got to figure out where you stack up with your division. So we got another opponent to see where we stand, and the one thing that they're aware of and figuring out pretty quickly is that we're not getting a night off from our opponents. Like they're going to be coming in as hard as possible. There's 2 years of hate built up against this program, and we're fine with that. But these guys are learning pretty quick that the pace is going to be high, and for us, though, we got to focus on ourselves and not worry too much about Danbury, but knowing that they're going to give us their best.
Head Coach Clinton Mylymok, everybody. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate your time here. Go get yourself a nice little Black Bear brew if you want to.
Check one out, maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Again, we're here at Chesepiooc Real Ale Brewery, which I learned today spelled crab. So I'm not very observant on that. So I got that going for me here. Finally, we have someone who before. He's a mystery person. He's back once again for another season. It's Tyler Stern, everybody. Tyler Stern coming back down from Youngstown, his time there. Welcome back, my friend. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Returning, what was last season like for you? I mean, you guys fall just a little bit short. That's got to be stewing in you right now.
Yeah, that's last season was definitely something that sat with me all summer long. Obviously, the trade for me was the best thing that's happened in my hockey career recently. Coming to a winning team, great culture, great fan base, and great support staff. And you obviously work so hard every day in practice, every weekend in the games to get to where we got to, East Division champions, which is phenomenal. But at the end of the day, you come up one play, one game short, and that sits with you all summer long. And I know for myself and the returning guys, like that's something that we're bringing to our games this season, to our individual game and as a team this season. I know it's something that's going to sit in the back of our head because we want the redemption that we think we deserved last year.
And now you come down from Youngstown. You had the experience up there to take in their camp, go to a couple games. What was that experience like for you in terms of progressing and seeing where you're at?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good experience. It's a different game than we play in this league. It's a little bit younger. It's a little bit faster. So it was definitely an adjustment for me just to get out there and get my legs underneath me. But I think it's something that helped me out a lot with my confidence. I feel good coming back here. I feel like I can take a big step on and off the ice. And I'm really, really excited for all those responsibilities this season.
How's the adjustment been for you to come back and get right into the team, get right into it this past Monday?
It's been great. Like Kareem said, I think for the third straight year now, it's an amazing group of guys, super high character. and like felt like a new guy coming in on Monday, which is weird as an age out. But everyone's welcomed me back with open arms, and it was awesome to see the coaching staff and all the boys, and I can't wait to get to the real stuff Friday night.
And how amped are you about that? Like to be in front of the crowd again and to be back here? Because I said, I'm like, you know what? I would love to have you back, but I also love to see you advance too. So how do you feel personally?
Yeah, I can't wait. I knew if I was up there, I probably would have been playing much. So to be back here and to be with the guys that I got so close with last year and the coaching staff I got to know last year, like I really can't explain how excited I am to get back after it Friday night. We got the best fans in the league. There's really no question about it, and we're definitely not happy with the result last weekend, so we're looking forward to Friday night.
What's the big thing for you to get your feet underneath you in the game action? You're just going to go out there and go 100% as you always do?
Yeah, definitely get going early, get physical early, and just somehow get myself checked into the game, whether it's with a nice play, shot on net, a hit, getting hit, just something to get the nerves settled in and get myself into the game.
Well, we'll look forward to it Friday night against Danbury at Pine Orchard, 7 p.m. Tyler Stern, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate your time and everything like that. And everybody here, thank you very much. This has been the Maryland Black Bears Coaches Show. I've been Scotty Waz here from Chesepiooc Real Ale Brewery, 2408 Crofton Boulevard in Crofton, Maryland. Come on down 4 to 6 before every home game, happy hour. And also, it's going to be at the arena up top of the sky deck. You can get yourselves a Black Bear brew during the game. So until then, take care of yourself and someone else. I'm Scotty Waz. Have a great time.